Hey guys, my name's Dave, this is Custom Spray Mods, and I make these videos teaching you how to paint stuff, how to do custom painting, paint wheels, cars, bikes, helmets, skateboards, anything. Well, in this video, I bought this car off Marketplace for my 12-year-old son so I could teach him how to drive. So why am I teaching my 12-year-old son how to drive? Well, I like to do this wet skid pan motor car. It's like drifting, mini rally course on a wet concrete skid pan. It's heaps of fun. It's a great way to get your skills up and experience driving your car. I take all my Subarus to these events and they're heaps of fun. Now, he came with me a few times and he likes to do it. He likes watching. And the minimum age to enter one of these competitions is 12 years old. So I got him this car so I can teach him how to drive and enter one of these competitions. We went to the farm, taught him how to handbrake turn, do some drifting. We took him to an event and he did pretty well. So we've done all that. Now it's time to fix up the car, fix up all the dents and scratches and give it a nice fresh paint job. So in this video, we're gonna go over fixing dents with body filler, how to respray your car, how to do paint stripping and using different primers. We're also gonna go over fixing gutter rash and wheels and tinting your tail lights, all that and more in this video. Let's get into it. Oh, and don't forget, at the end, hang around because you're gonna see what this car can really do. Gonna rip some skids in the car park and try not to hit the wall. Okay, so it looks like there's been an attempt of a repair here on the side. There's a bit of body filler in there and they've painted straight over it. So I'm gonna strip it all back using this clean and strip wheel. Then I'm going to address that with some body filler. There are a few other dents on the car. I'm just going to sand them with 150 grit sandpaper and then clean them with wax and grease remover. That's going to make them ready for some body filler. Now they're all sanded and clean, I'm going to start putting some body filler in all the low spots, all the dents. I've mixed my body filler with hardener at about 2%, which is recommended. Mixed it on an onion board and applying it over all the dents. Then I'll let that dry and I'll be ready to sand it. So I'm using my small plastic applicator to put the body filler over all the dents. Then, one by one, I'm going to use my long applicator and smooth them out. This removes unnecessary body filler and it's going to make it easier to sand. Now, using some 80 grit sandpaper on some long blocks and some small blocks, I'm going to sand that body filler smooth, making sure that it's now level with the good parts of the panel. After 80 grit, I'm going 150 grit and then finishing with 240 grit. Then I'll be ready for some high build primer. So I've taped up the whole car, only leaving the areas that I want to spray the primer on. Then I'm going to clean it with some wax and grease remover. I'm going to spray this with a 2K epoxy high build primer, which means it can go on metal and paint, and it's got a good build to fill any low spots left by shrinking body filler. Yes, body filler shrinks. As it dries, it can leave low spots. So using a high build primer is important to bring up the level of that low spot so that you don't have any inconsistencies in your panel. So I've left the primer dry a few days. Now I'm applying a powdered guide coat. It's just a chalky black powder, and that's going to help me sand the primer thoroughly. I'm using a flat block and some 320 grit sandpaper. It's important to sand the primer because it's so thick, it goes on really rough. So we need to sand it nice and smooth so that our paint goes on smooth. It's also important to use a longer block than the size of the dent. I'm using a long speed file block with the 320. Then I can move on to my next grits, 400, then 800. I'm also sanding the rest of the clear coat with 800, and that's going to be ready for my next step. Right now, I'm just going to paint half the car. So it's all primed. I sanded it. I sanded all the primer with a block. I used 400 grit, then I finished with 800 grit. I sanded the rest of the panels. Now I'm ready to paint. I've masked it all up. And yeah, I don't really want to paint the whole car at once. I just want to do bit by bit. So I'm going to spray this side and the roof now. Then once that clear dries, I'll turn the car around and paint the other side and then do the hood and then do the bumper bars and just do it bit by bit. Just can make it a bit easier for me in such a small space. So it's freezing cold right now. I've got the heaters on. I'm going to go to VG's and get some products so I can start painting this beast. Let's go. If you've made it this far into the video, I really want to thank you for hanging around and checking it out. If you're in Sydney or Australia, it'd be great to see you at VG Auto Paints. Come in, say hello, or order some stuff online. Everything I use in these videos you can buy from VG Auto Paints. It's probably one of the biggest and best auto paint shops in Australia, if not the world. So check out vgautopaints.com.au, grab some stuff and level up your paintwork. Okay, so I've got my paint. I've got an awesome metallic blue. It's a pretty dark metallic blue. I've made this custom color, and they actually sell it here at VG Auto Paints. So yeah, I'll chuck the paint code in the description if you ever want to get this, and the link to get it. It's a really cool color. It's got a nice pearl to it, and I'm going to paint the car in that. So it is a blue. So what I want to do is kind of make a uniform color on the car. Right now I've got this green, I've got this gray primer, so that the blue can cover the existing finish and not show through patchiness from the primer. I'm going to put a coat of sealer over everything. That's just going to give me a uniform color. I've got a litre of a light grey sealer, and that's just going to go over the parts that don't have primer on it. I'm going to do that first, then I'll be ready for my paint. I also got some thinners to mix with my paint. This gets mixed 50-50, so I've got some base coat reducer. I've got some thinners for my sealer, and I've also got my clear coat. I've chosen a MS clear, that means medium solid, and because it's so cold, it's going to dry with a good amount of time. If I used a HS clear, a high solid clear, that's a lot thicker, and I'd have to wait a lot longer between coats. And it could take a lot longer for that clear to fully cure before I can move on and start doing things like moving the car around and sanding and polishing it if I need to. So MS clear, I've got my sealer, I've got my paint. Let's start doing it. Now it's time to mix up my sealer with some thinners. Now this is multi-purpose thinners. I'm mixing it 50-50, then I'm putting it in a 1.3mm spray gun. I'm just going to spray one coat over the job, and again, this is just to make a uniform color and basically just help my paint stick to this sanded paint and primer. Now it's just me, but I like to give this sealer a bit of a sand. It's just a fine sanding sponge, and I'm just going over it, getting it nice and smooth, and then cleaning it with a tack rag. Now I'm going to mix up my base coat with some base coat reducer, and then spray 4 coats over the job, waiting 10 minutes between coats. Now moving on to some other parts, I'm going to fix the rear bumper bar. It's been cracked, and it looks like they've put a bit of tape over it and painted over the tape. So I've got to fix this big split in the bumper bar and a bit of a dent in the plastic bar as well. I'm going to sand as much of that paint off as possible and then use a heat gun and heat it up. I'm going to use a screwdriver and melt that plastic and basically just try and plastic weld using the existing plastic on the bar to bridge the gap and kind of weld that crack back together. Now I just need to sand it and clean it. Then I can add some plastic body filler over that low spot. Just going to mix this again, 2% with hardener, apply it to the plastic and smooth it out. Once it dries, I can give it a good sand. This now gets a coat of plastic primer because there's some bare plastic showing. Then 3 coats of high build, high fill primer. Then I can sand that and I'll be ready to paint it. So I've got a hood off my old WRX that I had about 6 years ago. Now it's got about 6 layers of paint on there, so I need to strip all that off. I've given it a quick sand with 80 grit. Now I'm going to pour on the paint stripper, just smash it on there. Once I've poured all that paint stripper on, I'm putting some plastic over it, and I'm going to use that plastic to help spread the paint stripper over the panel. This makes it really easy to spread that paint stripper evenly. After about 20 minutes, I've pulled the plastic off and used a scraper to scrape off as much of that paint as possible. Now, because there's so many layers of paint, the paint stripper didn't penetrate all the way. So I've gone over it a few times with the paint stripper. Now I'm using a clean and strip wheel. This is just a wheel that attaches to a rotary polisher, and it's really good and quick at getting paint off the surface. It's all in bare metal and ready for primer. So because I use paint stripper, it's really important to use a deoxidine or metal conditioner to treat the surface before you start applying your primer. The paint stripper gets into the metal and it can really cause adhesion issues if you don't clean it with this stuff. So I'm wiping it on, and then I'm going to wash it off with water. Then I can spray my 3 coats of high build primer. I'm going to spray a coat of etch primer first. That'll help my primer stick. Then I'm going to put the high fill on top of all that. Because I have a dent, I need a bit of filling properties, so I've used a high fill. I've sanded it. Now I'm going to spray a 2K solid black. That means it's direct gloss, so the hardener goes in the paint and it doesn't need clear. So 3 coats, let it dry, it's going to be nice and glossy. The bumper bars also got painted, the mirror covers, door handles, front grille, and a few other little bits and pieces. Once they're all clear coated and dry, I can start putting it back on the car. Now it's time to tint these tail lights. I'm going to sand them with 500 grit and a sponge, and that's just going to etch the surface and allow the paint to stick. Now I'm going to spray a coat of clear plastic primer, and that's going to help the paint stick even better. Now I'm going to spray a couple of coats of candy burnt orange. It's basically a transparent orange colour, and if you know candy, it normally should be painted over a silver or a gold base coat. In this case, I'm just putting it over the clear lenses. I'm now masking up where the blinkers are. I'm putting some fine line tape and some masking tape to protect that orange. Now it's time for some candy red. This is for the brake lights. I'm going to spray the candy red over where all the brake lights are and try and fade it into the edge of the tail lights. I'm spraying about 4 coats of red to get it nice and red. Now I've got a can of tinted black, and I'm spraying the edges of those tail lights in the tinted black. Peeled off the tape. Now I can spray some clear coat. Now, I'm not one for excuses, but it was really cold in here. I didn't have much room or light. I mean, the clear coat looks like it changed, so I should have added thinners. I've got a lot of orange peel. So it's time to fix all that orange peel and sand out all that dust. Now I'm going to use a hard rubber block by Kovacs, and I've put some 1200 grit sandpaper on there. I'm going to sand that dust with the block. Now the block is going to level that dust right down to the surface. If I just used a disc with a foam pad or some sandpaper, it would just roll over the dust and I would still have a little lump there. Now that the dust is completely gone, I'm going to go over it with 1500 grit, and then 2000, then 3000. Now because this is a sponge pad, it's going to leave a little bit of orange peel as it's going to follow that existing peel and create like a factory looking finish. Now after the 1500 grit, I've gone 2000 grit, then 3000 grit. Now I'm ready to polish. Now I'm using a Roops coarse compound and the Roops woolen pad on a DA. I found this works really good and gets the scratches out relatively quick without making too much mess. I've also used my mini ShineMate rotary to get to all the hard to reach areas around door handles and things like that. I'm going to keep going with this step 1 and then finish with the step 2 later. I also tried a woolen pad on a rotary with some 3D 510 cutting compound, and that worked really good as well. I found it to be a little bit quicker and I didn't have to sand with 2000 or 3000. This got the 1500 grit scratches out straight away. Now it's time for step 2. I'm using a fine pad and the 3D one, which is a all-around compound and can be used as a finishing. I'm going around the whole car, just polishing with that, getting those swells out, and getting it nice and glossy. Okay, now the car's all done, it's time to fix the wheels. I've got to fix all this gutter rash and then I'm going to paint them. So I'm going to use this Mad tool. It's a Scotch-Brite disc on a roll-lock backing, and it's just an air tool that will smooth out all that gutter rash. These are alloy wheels, so it's just going to rip through that quite easy and smooth out all those deep scratches. I've got a full video on this, so check it out. Once that's done, I'm sanding with 400 grit, then I'll be ready for some etch primer and then some high gloss 2K black. I'm using a single stage 2K black, same as I used on the bonnet. It's going to be nice and easy and dry glossy. Once they're all dry, I can put it back on the car and take it for a drive and see if it can do some decent skids. Now I know I'm lucky to be in this position where I can get my son a car and give it this awesome paint job. To get it transformed from that boring old grandma's car into something that's cool was really satisfying. Now it just goes to show what paint can do. And if I can do it in this dingy garage in freezing cold weather, I know you can do it, whether it's for your parents, for your kids, or for your friends. It's so satisfying. Just get on the tools, get the job done. It's amazing what a bit of paint and some hard work can do. You can take an old, tired-looking car that most people wouldn't look twice at and completely transform it into something special. It's not about having the most expensive car, it's about putting in the time, doing the work, and making it your own. With some preparation, a fresh coat of paint, and a bit of passion, that boring old car can become something you're genuinely proud of and drive. The best part is, you did it yourself.